You type a sentence, you mint a game, and farm the bag. That's Akedo. Will it print or will it completely fizzle out? Well, we're going to find out today. We're going to sift the signal from the hopium on this one. AI game engine that claims you can build and publish games with basically just text prompts. It's listed on KuCoin, MEXC, LBank, BNB, chain dexes. It's sitting around 37 million in market cap. Let's find out if this thing is anything new or just sells you kind of buzzwords. We're going to hop right into this one. And I've done a bunch of research on this. I still don't really know how I feel. We're going to just zoom out a little bit. We're going to talk about the narrative and vision for this thing. So Akedo calls itself a multi-agent AI framework. You can see it generates not just games, but images, videos, and also like game assets, 3D game assets. So it's trying to do a lot. It's a squad of specialized AIs, a world builder, a rules designer, a balancer, a storyteller. It helps you generate playable games from a prompt, which we're actually going to try it out here. The vision is aggressive. It's turned 3 billion gamers into creators, add on-chain assetization so that creators, players, and investors can actually own the stuff they build, which is a cool angle. Think pump.fun type of energy, but for games specifically. The platform's monetization plan shares ad revenue, protocol revenue, and token incentives with creators. So if they get quality output and discovery and payouts, onboarding, non-developers at scale is real. If they don't, this is just another sort of AI demo that people try once and forget. And I got to be honest with you, I've tried a bunch of these. I'm going to mute this because the sounds on these are absolutely insane. But I've tried a bunch of these. And the problem here that I have with this, and it's still early, so they can maybe fix this issue, but all the games are built off a template, right? So for this one, it doesn't even work in terms of my keyboard. It just kind of keeps going until I run out. So let's do this one so I can show you a different example, because the templates I think are something like a platformer, which you just saw, and then one where you kind of walk around and shoot things. If they can expand the amount of templates and the customization that you can do, I think this can be a real player in the sort of crypto gaming space. But until then, you kind of play these once for 30 seconds and then you forget about it. Yeah, a lot of these games are like this. So you'll have some kind of character, he'll shoot whatever, some kind of asset, and you just walk around and let it shoot, and then you power up every however many kills or points that you pick up. And it's just how fun is this going to be? You might enjoy this for a couple of minutes and then the novelty wears off really quick, I guess, for lack of a better word. And there's no rhyme or reason to sort of what is happening here. I'm throwing swords on a beach and there's gifts and plants. It just doesn't make any sense, right? And a lot of the games are like this in terms of they're all just sort of the same. These thumbnails really don't line up either. Let's take a look at this one. This is supposedly a soccer game. And you can see it's just literally the same thing. I'm Ronaldo walking around and throwing, I don't know what that is at these guys. I guess those are soccer balls or something, or mushrooms. Regardless, it doesn't actually hit the way you think. So while it's interesting and innovative, the thumbnails don't make a lot of sense. The games themselves are just quite boring. Let's try to actually make our own game. I have one free trial, so I have not tried this yet. You're going to try it with me live. I want to make a Flappy Bird clone. Okay, let's see how my Flappy Bird clone here pans out. And I'm not sure how long this generation is going to take, so we'll come back to this, I guess, in a little bit. I'll refresh this later and maybe we'll see if it actually made the Flappy Bird clone. So, what I do like about this is that it gives people a unique outlet to sort of make these mobile style games. The portal is live, right? There is a games feed. There are the assets. The roadmap that they have for 2025, they already hit the close to public beta. They're trying to expand these templates, and you can kind of take a look at their kind of white paper and what they offer. So it is interesting, and they have a good base here. What is really the value prop for me here is the monetization. So I know I didn't finish the games that I just played, but if you finished a level or got to a certain point, you get points and you get rewards. So you can transfer those rewards for the token, and the payout portion of this is cool in terms of the monetization. It's a good idea. The problem is the games kind of suck, but that's not a static problem, right? They can fix that. They can add more templates. They can strengthen the AI agents and potentially make an ecosystem where the games are actually good. So for narrative and vision, I gave it a 14 out of 20. And let's take a look at the tokenomics and supply while the game is generated. Hopefully by the end of this video, it gets generated. If not, maybe I'll make a follow-up video, but whatever. Tokenomics and supply, it's got a 35 million market cap. And I think the important thing to note is in terms of holders is there's a few holders with a lot of the supply. So keep that in mind. There's also a 4-year vesting cliff. It's not shown here, but it's in the sort of tokenomics of the white paper. So you have community 30%, investors 25%, ecosystem growth, contributors, advisors, LP, whatever, airdrop 1%. And here's the cliff. So there is an overhang in terms of tokens being released. You need to take that into account if you're going to be investing in this. Regardless, I didn't see any red flags in terms of the tokenomics and supply, so I gave it a 12 out of 20. For the tech and execution, again, I think it's creative. The template selection obviously needs to be improved. Some of the customization needs to be improved. I could imagine making an insane, huge prompt to sort of generate you a cool RPG-like thing or one of those clickers that are really popular on the App Store and that potentially popping off, but it's just not there yet. The good thing is that the portal exists. You can actually use it, but the engineering is difficult. You need good, fun output, not just pretty prototypes. And my generation failed. So it said possibly due to the prompt containing sensitive contents such as sexual, violent, or political material, which you clearly saw was not the case. I don't think Flappy Bird is political or sexual or violent or anything. But yeah, anyway, so the tech, I don't know. Does it create work? Probably. It probably works. Maybe it just doesn't work for me. I think the issue here is the actual templates are still in the early stages and need to be fleshed out, improved, and give you a broader range of the type of games that you can generate. So regardless, for tech and execution, 13 out of 20, right? They did deliver something. Now it just needs to be refined heavily. For market structure and liquidity, this thing is very liquid. It's on a ton of markets: PancakeSwap, Binance, Gate, MEXC, KuCoin, Kraken, L-Bank. I mean, there's no issues with slippage or anything like that. Again, it's a $35 million market cap, so it is nimble, but it's not micro. The price is sort of sitting in this 0015 zone and is having sort of issues breaking out. But regardless, momentum trades can work potentially for this if they announce something interesting, but you have to respect the unlock dates and don't just chase green candles on this one. For market structure and liquidity, I gave it an 11 out of 20 just for the fact that it's on a ton of markets, so you can get AKE if you want to. For exit risk and VC stakes, again, we went over the tokenomics and supply with the unlock, so I'm not really going to talk about that again. You know, they have a ton of followers on X, so that is a good sign. There's positive social sentiment behind this, but they need to deliver more, right? Doing airdrops or just minting the token out to people or posting AI slop isn't going to get you anywhere. They need to show that the devs are actually building something. And one of the other issues that I had was I really couldn't find anything about the devs themselves. So I don't know who's behind this, but if they can continue building and expanding, especially around the templates, I think that could initialize sort of the next leg up possibly. Until then, I would kind of stay away from it. It seems too raw yet for me to really take it seriously. 10 out of 20 for the exit risk and VC stakes. It's an interesting project, but I think it's still in the early stages and it needs a lot of sharpening. So for the final score, that's 60 out of 100. This is a high risk, high reward play. It's right on the edge of being high risk, high reward. If Akedo drops, usage dashboards, increases the payouts, and improves the template and the actual game engines that uses this, this can re-rate really fast. If not, it's just another sloppy AI-powered look what I made type of toy that really fades. And for that reason, I think it's just not there yet where I would want to take it seriously. There's still a ton of unlocks and overhang in terms of the tokenomics. So for that reason, I hope they succeed. I think it's an interesting idea. I know a couple of other tokens that are sort of doing this. It's really which one of those unlocks that next level of being able to actually ship and create games using AI that are worth playing. And I mean worth playing for more than 15, 20 seconds, something that could potentially go viral like a Flappy Bird, political or not. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed this breakdown of Akedo. Interesting project, just not where it should be yet. I don't even think I'll keep an eye on this. If it does come across at some point, I'll take a look. But that's pretty much it. If you made it with me this far, first of all, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, you know what to do. I'm not even going to ask you for it. And as always, I'll see you next time. Have a great one.